Crooked Caper and some of the progress that we've been working on. Hope you guys are enjoying 2021. And we're going to be talking today about some of the new features that we've been adding in, namely stealth, a little bit of generation, and general gameplay. So let's jump right into stealth. So in order to lean more into the stealth system, for the thieves, we added a couple stages of stealth. So by default, you're invisible, which I am currently right now, which is why you can't see my arm. But if I get into the viewport of a guard, you'll see that I'll start arousing suspicion, which is the question mark that you see there. That means I'm still invisible, but the guards can potentially see me if I stay too long in the viewport. So if I'm in the viewport for too long, I get that exclamation. That means they're alerted of my presence, and I'll become uninvisible or just normally visible. And that means that they'll probably come after me and chase me. Now before, anytime you got spotted, you instantly turned visible, which we wanted to prevent because we wanted to lean more into that stealth system. So we need to be a little bit more fair to the thieves in order to get them to be a bit more stealthy without having instant failure if they get seen. So what does that look like for the guards? Well, if the thief is under suspicion, and that means that they can be seen by the cop's viewport, you can see that they start emitting smoke. So typically you're invisible, but you can see that if they get into my viewport, they emit that smoke particle, and that means that if I'm paying attention, I can hopefully see them and catch them. But again, if you're not paying attention, then you're not going to realize that, oh, there's a person there. Now you probably noticed the pinging sound that you can hear. Like that. And that pinging sound is part of the stealth system as well. So anytime there's a guard nearby you, I think it's a 20 block radius, they will make a pinging sound, which you can hear originating from their position. So if you hear that pinging sound, that means a guard is nearby you. Now this should help in case that you are about to break open a valuable, but you realize, oh, there's a guard nearby me. Maybe I should wait until I am no longer close to a guard so that they don't hear any of the valuable opening sounds. Now, as you guys saw in the intro, we added the security cameras, and the security cameras function very similarly to the guard sight cones. If you're inside of one, you'll start raising suspicion, and again, if you are visible in that sight cone, it will be alerted of your presence, and which means that any guards in the nearby vicinity were going to see that glow, and they're probably going to chase after you. Now, obviously this means that you're going to have to be a little bit more careful as a thief. Instead of just running around aimlessly, you're going to have to look around a little bit, make sure that your environment's clear before you go off and try to enter a different room. Now, we additionally added an obstacle sneaking system, which means that if you are hidden behind an obstacle while sneaking, you will not be spotted. So, as you can see right here, I'm getting spotted by the system. But if I sneak behind the table, you can see I'm full view of the... Oh, I'm not hidden by that one. I'm in full view of the camera, and it still can't see me. Now, if I stand up, I'll be visible again, but the second I sneak, I'm technically hidden behind this obstacle. So again, anytime that you're hidden behind a one-block obstacle, you will not be able to be spotted. But if you're not hidden behind it, instead if you're hidden in front of it, you're obviously going to get spotted. So this allows you to make a lot more risky moves where there might be a guard directly in front of you and you're hidden behind an obstacle, and you just have to patiently watch as they pass right by. Now, moving on to the generation, you can see that we have indeed added that second floor I was talking about last episode. Of course, it was in the gameplay if you watched the gameplay, but I didn't get really too much of a chance to talk about it, so might as well now. The only stair, unfortunately, at the moment is through the center room, which is in the middle of the hall, or the map, and this connects pretty much everything. It's the center. So if they're ever lost, you can probably come back to the center here, and you can find your way to a different area. Now you can also see in my inventory, I got these maps. So these are blueprints that the guards get each round to identify where they are and what the map layout is. So each of the little colors that you see in each of the different rooms is the room type. So you can see that there's green in the top of the map here. So if I come back here, there's a garden up here. And this is going to help the guards with figuring out the layout of the mansion and calling out if they see a thief. Say, I am in the garden and I see a thief, I can call out, I'm in the garden, bottom floor, and the guards can help back me up. Now, of course, we're still planning to add a bunch more rooms. At the moment, we only have, I believe, 5 different room types. So that's the generic, that's the kitchen, the bedroom, the garden, and the dining room. But we are planning to add a bunch more. I think somebody's working on a gym at the moment. And we're hoping that we can have every single room be almost unique. So we're hoping that typically there's around 30 rooms in a average size mansion. So if we can get around 20 different room types, then that means that we can have a unique room on each floor that you won't see on the other floors, and that will help greatly with navigation, calling out, this is where I am, so that nobody is confused about what room you're talking about. Now moving on to some of the more miscellaneous things, gameplay features that we've added. First is these safes. You can see that there are green, yellow, and red parts. And if you hit it when it's green, you can destroy its health just like normal. The yellow is a warning phase, and the red means don't hit me now. Because if you hit it while it's red, you'll see that, boom, it heals all of its health. So that means that you're gonna have to pay a little bit more attention while you're breaking these valuables, and at the same time, try to keep an eye out for those guards. Now, the last change that we made are the Team Alpha and Team Beta, you can see here. Now, the reason for this change is because you'll be sticking with your team throughout the course of the game, which is played over the course of 3 days. And you're going to be switching roles each day, so that you're going to be playing as both a guard and a thief every single day. So you'll play as a thief 3 times and as a guard 3 times. Now, the objective of the game is to have the most amount of money in your bank account by the end of the 3 days as a thief. So that means stealing lots of money and making lots of money. Now, of course, that means that any money that you spend in the preliminary buying rounds means that you might have less money for your win. But if you can steal enough money to make up for it, then you'll be good. Now, of course, if you don't steal enough money, then you might be a little behind, and you might need to play a little bit of catch up to get enough money, which means you'll need to play a little bit more greedy, and it'll be a lot more fun if you can make that awesome comeback. And with that, we've covered the majority of the gameplay mechanics that we've been working on for the past few weeks. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed catching up with this stuff. It's been quite tricky to balance between the stealth and the action part of the game, but I think that's what makes this game super unique. Being able to hide as a thief, get caught, run away, and then go back into hiding and make off with a huge bounty of loot. And I think that creates the most interesting gameplay, and hopefully it'll be fun for you guys to enjoy the game and play for yourself whenever we finish. We're going to be releasing a gameplay video very soon, so keep your eyes out for that. And hopefully we'll be releasing another weekly update for the game very, very soon. But other than that, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.